Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have another repair diagnosis video, let's say. This is a 2004 Chevy Silverado. It has a problem with the cluster, so I'm going to be repairing it. And I want to show you, in order to get this cluster out, so it's pretty simple to remove the plastic. All you got to do is pull the cover, which is this one here, bring the steering wheel as much as you can down, and that's it. So what I want to show is the problem we have. So as you can see, the speedometer is completely bad, and so is the oil pressure one. You can see it's completely all the way down. It seems like the fuel is okay, the battery is okay, and the temperature one, same thing. Let me see the RPMs. It looks like it's dead. As you can see, it's reading something when you accelerate, but it goes to zero, and the car is idling. So definitely no good. So we have another issue there. So it looks like three of the step motors are bad. Will be I will be replacing them all. So I will be removing the cluster right now and then taking you guys with me over to my lab at home to do this repair. All right, guys, I'm in my house right now in the lab. I want to show you uh, what kind of connections you need to do in order to do a bench test on a cluster like this. I mean, this is pretty easy and simple as far as the problem that we have. I mean, the needles are completely dead, but the way this system is, this is a class 2 communication system. It's a 2004 GM Silverado, or sorry, Chevrolet Silverado. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to speak because I can hear myself on the microphone, but so bear with me. So it's a class 2 communication. Um, so as you can see right here, A6, let me zoom in. Oh, that's Siri. I don't know why that happened. Oh well. All right, so we can see A6 is computer data lines, and I went in through all the lines that we need. For this cluster, we need to have power on A11. Um, Actually, let me take you over to, I think it's 811, A9, A9, A11. One is for the lights. Actually, I think I have that. One second, guys. So I have to go back to my notes because it took time to decipher the wire diagram. So it's B9 and 11 and A11, those are powers. One of them, like this one, is for the lights on the dash, and we're not dimming it, so it's perfect to do it like that. And then you're gonna have two grounds, which is A12 and B12. This connector on the cluster, I will show you in a second. It has two rows. One is A and the other one is B, obviously. And then A6 is our communication. So let me show you. This is the same connector the GM uses for the cluster and for the radio. So let me make sure, like facing the cluster from the back. I was not showing the right thing. So I need a light. All right, I got a light. So this upper row is A and the lower is B. Uh, the pin one is on this side and the 12 is on this side. Same in B is B1 and B12. So these two last pins, in this case, forget about the colors that I got here because this was for the radio, but you need just the pin numbers. So again, the two last ones, which will be in this case um, the black and orange, are ground. I connected pin 4 and 5 from the DLC connector onto that ground, and then B9, B11, and A11 I connected to a pin 16 on a DLC, and I supply power on from my power supply in here. This is a Siglin. Let me show it to you guys. So, and then I connect my hotel. It's wireless, so it's perfect. So let me bring the cluster down a little bit in here so we can, sorry, we can all see that. Okay, now what I need to do, putting things away. All right, so for this I'm supplying, let me show that to you too, 12.8 volts and 1.8 amps. I'm going a little bit on the amps because I'm also supplying voltage and amperage to the scanner to work, or the scanner module. So let's turn this on. This has three, you know, outputs. So I can turn, oops, sorry, here. As you can see, that one is power up, and so is the cluster. We have a problem with the speedometer, and this cluster has problems with the oil step motor, the speedometer, and the RPMs. I saw that in the car. But if you get a cluster that you don't have the car with you, how you test it? You test it this way. All right, so now we have communication. Since we don't have all the car, I'm going to manually select it. So I'll tell you have GM and Chevrolet on the same one. So we go to manual selection. Let's go to a 2004 light truck, Chevrolet, and we're gonna go to like Silverado two-wheel drive. Either one of those would work. Let's pick up a 4.3 engine, automatic base radio. I mean, this is really not important because all you're gonna do is work on the cluster. Um, Either way, just trying to select something close to the truck that I'm working on. That since the first part or the beginning of this video, what I'm working on. If not that, you go to Diagnosis, and in here we go to Instrument Panel Cluster, Active Tests. In this case, I'm going to go to IPC Tests. I'm going to show you the scanner first. So I got a command none, and it's going to do all this. So all I'm going to do is press the on and then the off, and you see how that changed on the top. Now let me show you that on the cluster. So when I click on, all the gauges should go to the maximum position, off to the minimum position, including the speedometer and the tachometer. As you can see on the tachometer, it goes, but not much. So off, and we saw that on a car, with like 1,000 RPMs or a running engine, it was showing like almost 0 RPM. Let's go to the oil pressure gauge. You can see all the other gauges moving, and this one not. So we have a problem with that. And on the cluster, sorry, the speedometer, we got nothing. All right, so at least this is the way you can test preliminary what kind of issues you can have on a cluster. Now I'm going to take it apart and see how the lightning, because so far here it looks kind of like okay. I don't see many burn balls. I can see a little bit of a dim areas in here under the speedometer, a little bit on this side, but it's hard to say with the phase on. So let me take that apart and we go from there. Now let me show you guys how I take these clusters apart. Um, well, we don't need the power now. So let's unplug this connector. You have to squeeze the tap and then just pull the connector out if it wants to come out. Okay. It's not even on, on the way in. It's just fighting me. Yeah, it's just new connector, hard to get out. All right, but again, this is all you need. Try to use these alligator clips in here because they got the cover. So hopefully you guys are seeing what I'm showing. Um, they will not be shorting each other. You can also get a, let me get a look to see how much you guys can see or not. Yeah, you're okay there. So what I'm trying to say is like you can get a shorting bar or a connection bar that has like a screw you can get the wires or so on. I got some other things that I can use, but for me, that's the easiest way. The scope light is a little too bright. Dim it a little. All right, so first thing we need to do is, well, first be careful when you're removing the covers because sometimes these tend to break. I clean the cluster a little bit before bringing it in here. I need to get my glasses with a light and let's see. So it's handy to have a screwdriver you can use for this. You just gently put some pressure from the back. I got this one from the phone repairs. I'm trying this to pull the tab. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, this is not coming easy. No, have to pry the plastic out. This is fighting me. Didn't broke. It's just, I mean, there's no other way. All right, so let's put this on the side. We're good here. Now that I see this here, I want actually to put the rear cover back on. We don't need it out. And this actually works as support as well. All right, took a look at that. Oh yeah, yeah, same thing here. Oof, yes. See how this is normal. Yeah, I got three-step motors completely shot. So a lot of people likes to put marks. You don't have to. The same motor is going to bring it back to the minimum. You'll see. Usually put a little bit of a pressure. Yeah, these are have never been removed. These ones are the same, and the tachometer and the speedometer, they're the same. All right. So now we can remove this. And this has clip areas also, like in this plastic parts. You never remove. Hope I'm not too much in the way. Yes, again, be gentle. Okay, but I got you. Dude, I got you. All right, I do. And then we can put this on the side. This comes out. And now we can take this back over again. Just put it back because it's easier to work with that on the back to remove the needles. After that is same thing, just this little plastic clips. One more here. Come on, dude. Get it out on one side and it grabs it on the other. All right, so again, I will be cleaning all that. Let's try this. There's some of the more handy tools in here. Let's see how this feels here. Oh yeah. See, this is, I mean, what else you gonna test in here? This is like grabbing. This is not the way it is. All these step motors, they're the same. As you see, these are 68s, these are 68, and this is 68. So they're all the same. So if we try this one, see, it's nice and smooth. Either way, I will be replacing them all. Yeah, these ones are okay. This one is one of the best ones, or the best one. This one, um, I can feel a little bit of a grabbing. That will be the battery. This microphone takes all the noise out, but if you will be able to hear, that makes like a it grabs a little bit, and this one is not. It's just soft. So, like I said, I'm removing and replacing all, so I don't care about that. And now, take a look of this on the microscope. Going to take a look of the in the microscope and see how I see these resistors that are usually the ones that give problems. These ones in here, and I usually reset it all no matter what. So, but that's as much as I will show you today. I have the motors coming in tomorrow, and I couldn't pick it up today, so I have to wait on that. So I will stop the video and we get that or we get back when I get all the parts. I'm replacing bulbs and motors. But you know what? Now I was going to check the lights, right? Let's take a look at the lights. Let me just make sure that I have that plug in the right way, even though I have the, yeah, I have the plastic on the back, so it's not a problem. Now let's turn this on. This looks good. So actually, no, it's looking good. I know the turn signals are working good. I checked those in the shop. Checking your light and all that stuff is good. I can command the mill and all the stuff with the scanner as well. So, but everything looks pretty good. You have no problems with the prindle or the odometer. Hmm, looks good. All right, so this is as much as I wanted to show you on this part, guys. So um, we'll see how it goes when all the parts come.